Last up, Cal and Oregon. Oregon at home, 14, 68.5 the total. A huge win for the books last week. The Saturday night game, Oregon lost outright at Arizona State. Herbert's been terrific at quarterback, completing 66% of his passes, 1,100 yards, 10 yards per pass, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Freeman, their star running back. The problem hasn't been the offense. They're scoring. It's what happened last week when they lost a shootout to Arizona State and getting stops because they couldn't stop anybody last year. And they brought in Levitt to be the defensive coordinator and Taggart the new head coach after what Helfrich wasn't able to do. So that's what they have to fix off the get-go. And I'll tell you, Wilcox doing an excellent job at Cal. A huge turnaround. They gave up over 40 points per game last year. It was 22 going into the USC game, and they hung in there until some turnovers late got them.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's start with the Oregon start of the equation. And certainly this offense has looked good against everyone, although they have not faced any of the better defenses that they're going to face so far this season. But defensively, you think back to the second half against Nebraska, a game where they were in control and then all of a sudden weren't in control. The game against Arizona State last week where they fell behind early and couldn't get enough stops to generate the time for their offense to move the ball down the field. I'm a big fan of Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart will have Oregon competing for national championships again. I'm confident of that. Jim Leavitt's a good defensive coordinator. He's a bright defensive mind, but that is a young defense, man. They have 3 freshmen starting, 3 more freshmen in the 2 deep. It is a Ducks defense that I've got my concerns about this season, just like we've had in every recent season. And of course, when you're talking about laying 2 touchdowns, you need an offense that's going to work. You need a defense that's going to work. The Ducks offense been pretty good. The Ducks defense, I don't know if they're ready to lay 2 touchdowns against a Pac-12 foe.
Yeah, and Wilcox doesn't screw around. He came over from Wisconsin as the defensive coordinator. He's the head coach. He was bringing pressure on every play against Ole Miss. They just were outmanned against USC. They had the big upset at home against Ole Miss. He played quarterback at Oregon, so maybe some extra motivation there. He already coached with Cal, Boise, Tennessee, Washington, USC, first time as a head coach. Grew up in Oregon. Quote, I grew up there and got the opportunity to go to school there. I'm thankful for that. During my time, I was fortunate to be around coaches and teammates whose relationships I cherish. I appreciate all of it and don't minimize that, but this is not about me. It's about our team. We have an opportunity to go compete against a great team and see where we're at. So that is how I look at it. Now, they beat North Carolina, which is a tough spot. It was a body clock game at 9 in the morning with all the travel. They still won that game, and they beat Ole Miss. And that was a tight game in the third quarter at home against USC as they were 17-point dogs.
I don't think there's another first-year head coach in the country that I've been more impressed with than Justin Wilcox. Let me make this very clear. This has been a complete transformation for a defense that the talent level is basically what it was. Schematically, attitude-wise, look at the graphic right here. You know, the defense, 46 points a game, 40, 31, 43, giving up 500 yards year after year. So far this season, 24 points per game. And even that's misleading because what happened last week? They turned the ball over 4 times against USC. They were right there to beat USC. They were toe-to-toe with USC. And then what happened? Ross Bowers turned the ball over. He had a rough game. And that it may be a concern for the Bears in this game. If they don't cover, it's going to be because Bowers makes mistakes. He has 8 interceptions versus only 6 touchdowns so far this season, only completing 55% of his passes. But this team's battle-tested. They played multiple tough foes already. They're getting great work at running back from Patrick Laird, who's averaging, who's averaging close to 7 yards per carry, and a Cal defense that the database is going to take a while for them to adjust to reflect the new current reality of the Cal Bears defense. It's good, Pauly. We'll see how good at Oregon this week, but I've seen him twice against potent offenses in Ole Miss and Oregon and even North Carolina. And they did a pretty good job of shutting those defenses down, or those offenses down.
Which leads us to this. Betting number 161, Golden Bears plus 14. Great defensive transformation. What they've been able to do with Wilcox. Better defense. And we'll take over the 2 touchdowns here. And it's 13.5 in some spots, so jump on this if you can get the 14. We'll take the 14 with Cal in one of the big Pac-12 games coming up. Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.